If you're looking for somebody and you're single, find them here, not at 10 a.m. At 10 a.m., everybody should go to church at 10 a.m. But if someone's here now, they really love Jesus, okay? When faced with the storms of sin, you rebuild quickly and you rebuild differently. No need to get familiar with rock bottom. Sometimes the only way people learn is rock bottom. So they run around, hit rock bottom, oh, I'm sorry, do the same thing again, rock bottom. Do you know as a Christian, when you hit this storm called sin, maybe it's something that's going to hit you in the future. Maybe it's a problem you have that you're dealing with in private. Did you know, number one, just because you're a Christian, I don't know if you know this or not, but you still sin. Difference is your sin no longer defines you. Your reaction to your sin does. You don't know Jesus. Oh, sin. Now I'm a Christian now. But I'm no longer a victim. I'm no longer a slave to my flesh. I'm no longer a guy who just has to live with this habit or this mentality. I'm saved by the grace of God. Now I can make a change. I can call fire from heaven literally to help me move on and stuff I can't break free from myself. I don't have to let this sin be my label. My new label is saved by the grace of God. It is an amazing way to live your life. So when you get hit with this storm of sin, whatever it may be, remember, when you fall and you look around like this aftermath of, Sandy, people are looking around, what do we do next? When that's your life, anybody been in a season where you have done some things that have caused your life to look like a beach right now in Rockaway? When you see that, remember, I'm going to rebuild quickly. I'm not going to hang my head. I'm not going to live in shame because Jesus did not die so I could ever feel the weight of condemnation. He died so I could feel the help of conviction from the Holy Spirit. I'm preaching right now Pentecostal. Y'all can help me out. I'm going to rebuild quick and I'm going to rebuild better. Nothing worse than seeing people fall on their face and then do the exact same thing again. And then the exact same thing again. Ever seen somebody do this? If you're sitting next to them, don't you point at them right now. Happens in churches like ours all the time, especially with stuff like relationships. Somebody will be in a bad relationship. Sure enough, it'll break their heart, hurt them, and they'll, I'm going to change forever. 2 weeks later, I found the one. What do you mean you found the one? I did, I found the one. It's the one. An angel showed up, spoke to me, it's the one. Yeah, but you got it in the same exact way as you got in the last one that crushed you. Why is it? It's just different. You should have seen what they put on their eHarmony profile. We have the same favorite Bible verse. No! Rebuild differently. If you got destroyed in the storm, it's a great time to have a little mental inventory and go, wait a second, maybe before I rush to rebuild, let me pray. Let me ask God, how in the world can I do this different? Because I don't know if you know this or not, the people who have done great things for God, sometimes we look at them as heroes. They're not people who were without sin. They were people who did not allow sin to be the defining factor in their life. The people that we read about in the Bible, the heroes of our faith, sometimes we're like, oh, these people were saints. No, they weren't. They were human beings like you and I. But we don't know about their sin because in their aftermath, all we know about was what God has done in their lives. You might not believe me. Let me reel off the murderer's row of Christian heroes. Ready? Noah was a drunk. Abraham was too old. Isaac was a daydreamer. Joseph was abused. Moses had a stuttering problem. Gideon was afraid. Samson was a player with long hair. Rahab was a prostitute. Jeremiah was too old. David was a murderer and a womanizer. Elijah was suicidal. Isaiah preached naked. Jonah ran from God. Naomi was a widow. Job went bankrupt. John the Baptist ate bugs. Zacchaeus was too small. Martha was a warrior. Paul was too religious. Timothy had an ulcer. I don't know why that's a sin, but it's funny. These are not spectacular human beings. They are people who refuse to let their flesh be the thing that drives them in life and that drove them even back in the Old Testament. So now, when we look at them, we're like, okay, cool. That's somebody who was used greatly by God. It wasn't an absence of sin. It was the presence of God's grace. So when you hit a storm, make sure you understand you have the right to get better, and you have the right to rebuild in such a way where the next storm that hits, it's not going to hit you the same way. The storms never change in life, but the way you fight them does. Amen. Eventually, what happens around you cannot stand because of what's happening through you. Write this down and we're done. Sometimes God won't cause a storm, but He will use a storm to point something out in your life now before it hits you later where it costs you everything. So rather than just rush to get up and cover up your sin and try to move on, take some sober moments and say, all right, Lord, what can I learn from this? Because the stuff that you're battling today is probably not for today. It's probably for tomorrow. When you're supposed to get up and hit the snooze button, you sleep in. That discipline issue, it's not for today. It's for 20 years from now. When you're going to walk away from a woman you're not supposed to be married to. You built it then. Or you didn't. That anger issue that God's trying to get you to not cuss somebody out or go really hard. It's not for today. It's for maybe 30 years from now. So you don't snap at your son like your dad did to you and you start a new legacy. But instead, you didn't hang it here. It comes out there. Christian, follower of Jesus, I got the right to do it better. You don't want to get in a spot where God has been trying to help you in private. You didn't listen. Then you get exposed in public. Storm, man, shows the foundation. Sometimes in a Christian, after the aftermath, you see there weren't a lot of foundations that were built very well. Our church is supposed to be here to stand the test of time. Your life, we're not supposed to be here just tomorrow or next year. I pray I see you eye to eye 30 years from now. We can say, hey, how about that storm that didn't take you out? Remember that storm that almost got everybody, didn't get you? Remember that? That's the goal. So take whatever you're going to get out of this message. All right, Lord, where is there some stuff in my life that I can move out? Rearrange, rebuild, because I don't want a storm to take me out. I was built for these storms. I got a call one night from a friend, and a buddy of mine was just struggling mentally. He'd served overseas, and I knew he was going through it. But I got a call one night from his wife. She was locked in a closet, locked herself in there. She said, my husband is now, I think, gone over the edge. He's at the kitchen table with a gun on the table, and I think he's demon possessed. And I could hear him on the phone, and I knew it was for real. I got stories like this for days. I don't tell everybody because they'll freak you out. And I was like, all right, we'll come over. We called the police, and I called two of my buddies who previously, we had great, accountability meetings. Everybody's supposed to be doing well. I called these two guys, and we went to the house. We got to the door. We could hear him, noises coming through this door that were not normal noises. I'm talking about stuff that would keep you up at night. And we walked up to the door, and I looked at my boy, and I said, hey, you ready to do this? He's like, yep. I'm like, we could die up in there. He's like, I know. What a way to go out. I'm like, I know. My other friend, you ready? He goes, nah, man, I'm actually not living right, man. I lied. I didn't think I'd end up at the door with a demon-possessed guy. And I don't think I can go in there because I didn't want to die. And I'll probably wreck the flow. And I am sleeping with that girl. I lied to you about that. There's also another guy I didn't tell you about. I'm just going to let it all out now because I don't want you to, be mad at me if you go in there and God's presence isn't there and it was all my fault. So I'm going to go wait in the car, man, because my life is not ready to be in a position like this. He walks away. I'm like, real? So we went in, the two of us. Pretty sure God called three of us. You know that the sin you allow to fester in your life does not just hurt you, it robs the people that God has sent you to reach. So my prayer tonight is that you realize our church is not about us, your walk with Jesus. It ain't about you. The storms that you're going through right now are not about your life. They're about somehow bringing a testimony to somebody else. And my prayer for our church and for your life is that the aftermath of your life, decades from now, will be so ridiculously ostentatious when it comes to what God has done in your life that people don't even have to know you. They can follow your trail. You ever seen somebody go see the disaster scene and like, look at that house, look at that car here. They go, look at the fact, look at that business he did. He shouldn't have done that. Look at the marriage he had. That's unbelievable. Look at this guy didn't even go to high school and he has $1 billion business. He used to be an addict, but he's free. Oh my gosh, look at this. I pray the aftermath of your life is so astounding that people will never know it was you because all they'll be able to see is Jesus because he covered every inch of your life because every storm you got better. Every challenge you got better. Every time you were knocked down, you got up again. But when you got up, you were stronger. Our God is the God that can change your life in a moment. He's the God who can pour out power from heaven to make sure you don't get stopped in a moment when the movie has yet to be written. My prayer that through every storm, through every heartache, through every sickness, you will be unshakable in your faith because our